Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of a KTSZ Sports Talk with your host Justin P. Here on this channel, we just talk about all major sports: the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, NCAA men's and women's sports, professional boxing, professional wrestling, UFC, golf, tennis, you name it. All fans of any team or any sport are welcome to chime in on this channel. Hit the like button at the bottom, hit the subscribe button on your right hand side at the bottom. Go all the way up to hit all. That way you can get all the latest videos and content, and where they come straight to your phone and straight to your email. Alright, today I'm a Raven fan, as you see. I'm going to talk about state of the franchise for the Baltimore Ravens. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hello, hello. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Alright. We lost to the Buffalo Bills last Saturday, 17-10, in a very ugly fashion. Only scoring 3 points, man, after averaging close to 30 points in the regular season. It was just an ugly way to go out. Our defense did all they can do. They held the Bills' high-powered offense to 10 points. We actually could have tied the game. Then Lamar throws a pick six where Tylan Johnson was locked in on him eye to eye. He knew where he was going with the football. I'm assuming Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott told me he's going to Andrews in the red zone, so follow Lamar's eyes. He'll lead you to the ball. And that's what he did. He locked onto his receiver, so did Tylan Johnson. He picked it off and took that shit back 102 yards, the longest interception return in playoff history. So then Lamar gets knocked out the game with a concussion. Then comes Tyler Huntley, for what it's worth, played pretty good, regardless if the game was out of reach or they played prevent. He came in and marches up the field. He missed Hollywood on the wide open pass, but for what it's worth, man, he marched us up the field. He was, I think, like 7 of 9, 70-something yards. He got us up and down the field. We didn't finish, but he put together a pretty good drive, man. We got a young team, man. We just gotta find a way to take that next step. So I'm just, and that's what this for. I'm just giving my suggestions on what we should do, for us player wise, personnel wise, and even coach wise. Look out, somebody might be at the door. So we can get there to that big game, and bring home that third Super Bowl, because the city needs it, man. We deserve it. First thing I want to address is the wide receiver position. I have some names I've written down. We're going to go through the draft first, because that's always the cheaper way to improve your team. So for receivers, I have number one. There's no particular order, nobody, so don't shoot me for this. I'm just giving you the 10 best names that I can think of. If I got any, y'all can go ahead and leave the names in the comment section, or send me an email. My email and all that stuff will be under the link. Once this video is complete, and other platforms where you can find me at: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and I also have a booming hot podcast on Spotify. Same name as this. Keep KTSC Sports Talk. Keep that same energy with Justin P. It's the same thing. Just type that in. And when you do, if you got Spotify or not, download Spotify and type it in and follow me. You'll get all my episodes from my podcast there. It's good shit. But okay. These are the receivers. I wrote down, did some research on heading into the 2021 draft. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, receiver for USC. He got some good hands. Can go up and get the ball. He has pretty good speed. His brother actually plays for the Green Bay Packers. Aquinius St. Brown. Hopefully I said that right. So he was USC's go-to guy, man. He's like he was snagging everything, man. He basically was like Juju Smith-Schuster and Michael Pittman put in one. The quarterback Keldon Davis, whatever his name is, he was putting it on him, man. And Amon St. Rob was just coming down with it, man. He was going ham in a Big Pac-10 championship, even though they lost. But he gave Oregon, man. He gave Oregon everything they wanted and more. So that's one of the options. He's 6'1", 6'2", about 200 something pounds. they say he probably runs sub 4.4, sub 4.5. That's good enough deception speed, to get open. And he has pretty good hands. Like I say, he catches everything under the sun. You throw a brick at him, I think he'll catch it. All right. Number 2, Trevon Grimes from Florida. He was originally at Ohio State, then he transferred to Florida. He got more playing time and it paid off, man. He was killing with 2 sets of quarterback. Felipe Franks and Kyle Trask, man. He made both of those guys trash stock rise. Even though Felipe Franks transferred, but when he was there, Trevon Grimes, gave him a target to throw to. He had over like 800 yards, 9 touchdowns, 80 yards, 75 to 80 catches, averaging probably 15 yards per catch. It's pretty good. He looked like he's going to be a 4.3, 4.4 guy, 6'3", 6'4", can go up, snag the ball, pluck it out the air. Miles Boykin, that's what you need to do. Get up, go up, and pluck it out the air. He bullies smaller defenders. For example, if it's a guy 5'9", 5'10", he's just gonna box him out, bully him, and just use his size against him as he should. Same thing in basketball. If you're a power forward and you got a point guard, shooting guard on you, you're gonna call for the ball. Hey, throw it down. It's a mismatch. You can get an easy bucket every time. All right. Number 3, the Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. We probably won't have a shot in hell to get this kid unless we trade up and just say, you know what, we going all in. The chances of that are probably a little slim, because EDC loves draft picks, and we lost a few draft picks, with the Yannick and Yahweh trade and all that stuff like that. So we might play it safe with that, but you never know. The EDC might surprise us and pull a move. He might feel like we're on a brink now and it's worth it, if we got a young team, because all our picks are going to be in the late 20s anyway, so they might pull the trigger, because usually we'll trade out of the first round, and get a guy in the second round, so we got to pay him second round money instead of first round money. So, anything is possible. All right, number 4, I got his teammate, Jalen Waddle, who was banged up a little bit, after the SEC championship, but, he made his way back. Didn't really do too much in the national championship game because he didn't even have to. Devontae Smith was a one-man show. He killed Ohio State from start to finish. I picked the win, but all perceptions wrong on that. See, people who commit when I'm wrong. I don't know everything. Jalen Waddle got some pretty good speed, pretty good hands. He reminds me of like a Torrey Smith when he first came out. Probably a little bit better route runner, and probably better solid hands. And he played in more of a pro-style offense, than what Torrey did come. But that's who I would compare him to. That's just me. Somebody compare him to somebody else. So Jalen Waddle, that's another option, and he's the 4th receiver. His name. Number 5. I saw a little bit of this kid because he played against Ohio State and Maryland and Michigan State. Everybody in that Big Ten, he just went ape shit. Rashad Bateman, man, 6'1", 6'2", strong arm. Not strong. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. Strong hands. Can catch the ball at the point of attack, man. He ain't can block. Can create separation on his own. Don't need play action pass to get open. And he can run the whole route tree. My pro comparison to him would be Keenan Allen. When he was coming out of Cal, he had a mean injury that set him back. That's why Keenan Allen fell to the 3rd round, which shouldn't have happened. Somebody should have still took a chance on him because he was that damn good. Look at him now, perennial Pro Bowler every year. But yeah, I think that's going to be Rashad Bateman. He's going to be a perennial Pro Bowler every year if he get in the right situation with the right quarterback. Because like I said, especially here with Lamar, Lamar needs somebody he can trust besides Hollywood and Andrews. Because it makes the offense even harder to defend when everybody's doing their job. Because Lamar's going to keep defense up at night alone by himself with his arm and his legs. Then you got Hollywood with his speed. That's going to put fear in people's heart. He's starting to utilize it more, and he put on weight, but he need to put on probably like 10 more pounds. He need like a frame like Tyreek Hill got, so he got a little bit of work to do, so he can go across that middle. And Andrews is a beast. He has the drops. He's a little bit. I think he's gonna be on a jugs machine real hard this off season. Seeing that they probably have a much better real off season this year. Due to the global pandemic. So, Andrews, he's definitely top 5 in his position. Alright, so we got Rashad Bateman, Garrett Wilson, uh, receiver for the Ohio State University. I had his teammate on here originally, Chris Olave, but he's going back to school, I guess, to get his degree. He probably promised mom, dad, granny, grandma he gonna get that degree, and the NFL will be there, which it will, because it's gonna be there. The fellas definitely get that, definitely get that degree, because the draft will be there. But no matter what round you go in, it'll be there. That way, if football don't work out, you got your education. Well, enough of the school lessons. Garrett Wilson, man, 6'1", 6'2", man, can stretch the field. He's like a deep threat slash possession receiver because he can do it all. He can run the intermediate routes, the 18-yard comebacks, the outs, the curls, or he can take the top off on deep posts, skinny posts, sluggles, and deep nines if need be. You know what I mean? And he goes up and attacks the ball because Alabama, he's going up over top of them guys and snagging out there. And these are D1, these are Division One first round talented corners. So that's Garrett Wilson at 5. Like I said, no particular order, just naming them off my head. This is number 6. I'm sorry. Number 7, Jamar Chase. Another one we might not probably be able to get because his draft start might be too high. He's probably not gonna fall no worse than top 10, even with him sitting out this year. But in 2019, man, this kid, man, he lit it up. Joe Burrow threw 62 touchdowns. Jamar Chase scored 20 of them. So he caught a third of his touchdowns. Like, whew. Like, my God, come on now. The kid is like that, man. Like I say, 6'1", 6'2", 215, 220. He run 4.4, 4.5. He gives me Anquan Bolton vibes, but with probably a little bit more better deception speed, and the hands about the same when he was coming off Florida State. And Jamal is definitely more explosive, and getting out of his breaks. He's definitely going to be a day one start. He's going to help somebody else tremendously. So I'm hoping if he do fall like to the 10, 11, 10, 15 range, we can go ahead and trade up and get him because he's going to make a difference. Because this team doesn't need a lot. Like I said, offensive line, we can get that in later rounds, and we got Stanley coming back. And plus, I like the guys we got in-house with Fluka. No people hard on him, but he plays better at guard. You can move Zeus back to right tackle. We got Ronnie coming back to man the line side. Bradley Bozeman can play center and guard. I think he should play center because scaring them snaps, man. And Matt Scurr and Patrick McCarry can just be the backup guard in the center, for emergencies. And then slide Ben Powers right there to our left guard, boy. And then that gives you an offensive line. Ronnie Stanley, Ben Powers, Bradley Bozeman, Fluka, Orlando Brown Jr., man. I like that right there. So we got Jamal Chase right there. Like I said, he's probably going to be a top 10 pick. Hopefully we can trade up and snag him. All right, let's go. His teammate, Terrence Marshall, he got hurt this year. But he was having a pretty good year. LSU as a team had an okay year. I think they won 4 or 5 games and went 500 because they only played 8 games. They lost a lot of talent off that national championship team. They, a lot of them went to the league, which is just to be expected. But Coach Ed Algeron still coached this behind off and made them competitive. Alabama kicked their butt, but that's Alabama. They loaded. So, but still, other than that, man, they knocked off Florida. Unless you had a pretty good year, for what they lost. And if Jamal Chase plays, that's 3 more wins easily for them. So, but Jamal Chase and Terrence Marshall, I should say. So Terrence Marshall, 6'3", 6'4". He reminds me of a guy. I don't know if he was his teammate, because I don't know if he was there yet. DJ Chalk, that plays for the Jaguars, 6'4", slim frame, can take the top off and can run on the intermediate route. So that'll be my NFL pro comparison to him. Number 9, Tylan Wallace out of Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State receivers have been, they've been okay in the league. Dez Bryant, before his injury, he had a hell of a career. Justin Blackman was, before he got caught up in that nonsense, he was good. So we have sent some guys to the league that are dogs. Don't know a lot about him, but watch film, man. He is explosive. He gets in and out his breaks. You know what I'm saying? He can catch the short ball, take it to the house, and he can go deep. He fights off the jam pretty well. He's not a real great run blocker, but here. I think we could. You know, if we were to take him anywhere first or second round, he'll buy in. He'll, you know, once you get here, people get that play like a Raven did, and he'll be out there blocking. Because Hollywood, look at him. He doesn't agree blocker. But he still he makes it up. So Tylan Wallace from Oklahoma State, 6'1", 6'2", about 205, 7 pounds. Pretty light, but I think he still has enough size. If he was to go across the middle, he'll be okay. All right, number 10 is the wild card because I had Justin Ross here, but he's going back to Clemson for sitting out. I guess he want to raise his stock. And probably, like I said, a lot of these guys be telling mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, auntie and uncle that they're going, and their little brothers and little sisters, that they're going to go to school and finish their degree, man. Because like I said, once football's over, you get back up playing. I got Tamarian Terry, I think I said his name right. I'm a Miami fan, so I'm a little bitter saying this. He's an FSU receiver, but he's a beast, man. Big, strong target, man. Can go across the middle, and he can take it up the top. He gives me Mike Evans vibes. I don't know if he's explosive. Mike Evans, Mike Evans is 6'5". He still can run by you. Tamarian Terry definitely is a great possession receiver. I said, you put a one-on-one with a DB that's smaller than him, he's winning that battle. That's one thing we were missing with Miles Boykin. If you're 6'4", with your cleats over 6'5", 6'6", you need to be like, hey, man, I got one-on-one out here. This kid can't jump with me. Just throw it up. You don't got to be the most gifted person in the world just to catch a rebound over somebody shorter than you. It's like in basketball. If you're 7 feet and somebody's 6'3" underneath, I don't know, trying to jump with you over a rebound, you should win that battle 9.9 out of 10. All right. That's with that for the rookie receivers. So I'll go to the free agent guys. I feel like we can help bring in, it can help us if we bring them in. Free agent number 1 possibly A.J. Green. The longtime rival in Cincinnati. He knows us very well, so he can definitely come in. Help us. I don't know what his asking price is, but I'm pretty sure to get the hell out of Cincinnati, he'll be he'll be more than compromisable. So he likes to play. He want to play with Lamar too. A lot of people got this notion that nobody wants to play with Lamar because of the offense, which is bullshit. Excuse my language. But Lamar, he's so dynamic. With him moving out the pocket, buying time, it's going to give more guys time to get open. Whereas a guy ain't got to get open right away because you got a quarterback with some wheels that can extend the play and make sure and hit you with stride. Versus a quarterback that got 2 left feet. If you don't break open right away and you get a little pressure in his face, that's it. You ain't getting the ball. Because Lamar, you pressure him, he gonna shake your guy, keep it going, throw the ball around. Like last year, he played the Rams. He had Michael Brockers in his face to scram without pointing at him and all that. Scram to the sideline still and throw a big completion for like 30 yards. So, yeah. So A.J. Green and Delphin, he's one guy we should look at. The hot commodity right here is Allen Robinson, the former Penn State Nittany Lion. He was in Jacksonville. He balled out. He sent Blake Bortles to the Pro Bowl, who was now backup. He went to Chicago balling with Nick Foles and Trubisky. Both of them could possibly be backups, even though I like Trubisky. But I think the writing's on the wall for him in Chicago. They might even draft somebody. Go try to trade for Deshaun Watson or somebody, but I think they're going to explore other options. But Allen Robinson, he said he would love to play with Lamar on his tweets and stuff. So, yeah, 6'3", 6'4" receiver. Like I said, I can snag it out the air. Beat man coverage. He know how to sit down in the zone. Runs the whole route tree, man. That's a quarterback's best friend. And like I said, with Lamar moving around back there, that's going to help. The defense is going to break down, lose contain. And that's going to give Allen Robinson more chance to, to catch some deep passes for touchdowns. Number 3, T.Y. Hilton. Don't know what the coach's going to do with him, but assuming if they want to go young, we can bring him in for a 1 or 2 year deal. We've played him quite a few times. He's been a thorn in our side a little bit. He still got wheels. He's 6'1", on 180, 90 pounds. So he's not really big for us and size-wise, but he can stretch the field, man. He can run the routes. He's just a savvy vet. He played with Andrew Luck, and Phillip Rivers and Jacob Brissett. So he's used to playing with different quarterbacks. And Luck was a mobile quarterback, so was Brissett. So he knows how to play with a guy like Lamar Statue that can move around by time. So T.Y. Hilton, that's one that we can look at. Sammy Watkins, they made him brought him back this year because they made him take a pay cut, whatever, because they was gonna release him. But seeing that McCole Harmon, DeMarcus Robinson is stepping up and killing, they might not need no need for him. Plus they might bring in somebody else. Plus they got another guy named Jeff Pringle or something like that. So Sammy Watkins they might let him test free agency. That's another guy. I don't. He shouldn't cost too much. He's still young, 28, 29. See the big plays he made in the Super Bowl last year, which helps because he has Super Bowl and playoff experience from both the Rams and Chiefs. So that'll help out a whole lot. In the playoffs, a guy that been in the big moments, so he's not gonna shy away from it. Sammy Watkins is about 6'1", 6'2". He's a beast coming out of Clemson. Got drafted at Buffalo, then went to the Rams. Now he's with KC. So he's been to 1 or 2 Pro Bowls. He's a very solid receiver, man, and explosive. Marvin Jones Jr., we definitely familiar with him in Cincinnati. He used to kick our ass. Him and Tyler Boyd and A.J. Green, when all of them were healthy, when Andy Dalton's a quarterback, before they hit their down spiral, man, they were always throwing outside. We went like 2 straight seasons where we didn't beat them, and every time Marvin Jones, Tyler Boyd, and A.J. Brown would catch the game on the touchdown on us. So he went to Detroit to get a big payday, lived up to it. He was pretty much he had a good stint over there with Matt Stafford. Went to a couple Pro Bowls, et cetera, et cetera. Made the playoffs a few times. But definitely Marvin Jones, 6'4". He can snag out there. He can run all the routes and he can take the top off. We need somebody that can do all those, keep defenses honest. So we won't have a lot of crowded 9 and 10-man boxes on offense. This guy right here, a lot of people ain't gonna say nah, but guys who really know the game gonna say about he deserves a second chance. Rashad Bateman, we drafted him. Unfortunately things didn't work out the way it was supposed to. Because he was hurt. He had a lot going on, personal life with his father being ill, so that took away probably a little bit his focus on football. Not to try to make excuses for him because he's still a pro. You gotta know how to deal with that stuff, but it's kind of hard, man. That's like somebody really did you get sick. You're not gonna gonna perform all that well at work either. Because we're all human. So I think he reinvented himself going into Tampa Bay. He had a pretty good year, and he had a pretty good year with the Jets too. Even though record-wise they didn't do nothing. So I think we was to get him like on a cheap deal, prove-it deal. Because he said he loves it here. He said if he ever had the chance, he would come back and play here. And he loved Lamar. He would love to play Lamar. I think with him, his speed, his deep threat, and he learned how to develop over routes, and his confidence back. Rashad, because his confidence was a little shy with us, because we're blowing money here and there to go run a route, and if he don't catch it, why we put Bobby through the bottom barrel? I was waiting for pay. So now his confidence is back. So now, like in 2016, he had an okay year. He had 40-something catches, over 500-something yards, 4 touchdowns. Averaging 16-something yards a catch. Going up, snagging the ball over double coverage, man. And double Steve Smith last year as a Raven. Steve Smith said, man, if he ever just completely just lock in and be focused, that kid will be a Pro Bowl every year, man. So and then he knows the Raven way too. So that's just the name I threw up there. Another deep threat, Will Fuller. He's with the Texans for all his career. He pretty much even before Deshaun Watson got there, he had pretty good seasons. Then once they got Deshaun, it was even better because then he had DeAndre Hopkins to learn from on the other side, who was with Bill O'Brien. Man, you get the asshole of the year for trading him away for some a second and fourth from David Johnson. That is stupid. So Will Fuller definitely, like I said, I don't know if Houston's gonna resign him or not. If they don't, like I said, somebody we can look into. He probably should be around our price range to be the snag guy. Another deep threat. He's starting to develop other routes, but he will take the top off. Because last year he had a 200-yard game against the Falcons, man. He just went ham. He just went ham. I think we bring him in, he'll have a chip on the shoulder, and we'll be a little bit more aggressive, taking shots down the field with him and Hollywood and Devin Duvernay. All those guys runs 4.3. So Will Fuller definitely is another option. Curtis Samuel 5'11", built like Steve Smith a little bit, but he got wheels, man. You can line him up at running back, slot receiver. He's a jack of all trades. So a guy like that will definitely help you out on offense, because we got another guy similar to him, Hollywood. So if you use that, bringing a guy like him, I don't know, his accent probably shouldn't be too high, but he'll definitely make a difference, in this offense. And a lot of guys, they want to go to a winning team, so that might help them, I ain't gonna say take a pay cut, but drop their number down a little bit. We got this one right here is gonna shock a lot of people. Juju Smith-Schuster, because I think Pittsburgh don't want him back no more, so we'll see how that goes. I wanted him actually in the 2017 draft when he came out, but Tyus Bowser was there, at the time, like, man, Tyus is okay, but Juju a sure thing, Granted, he hasn't been the same player since AB left, but he's still been fairly productive in Pittsburgh, man. So, but I think if he get a change of scenery and he get to go play Pittsburgh twice a year, come in with us, I think he'll stop. I think he'll limit all the TikTok stuff, because we'll let him know, like, hey, man, you here to play football. If you want to do all that, doing all your spare time, we're not dancing in nobody's field. You here to work, and he's still young. He's only 24 years old, so he's only gonna get better and better and better. And I think with Lamar throwing him the rock, and Hollywood to complement on the other side, and maybe a rookie or somebody we draft, Juju will be okay here. That's just me. Another guy, John Ross, another speed guy, built just like Hollywood a little bit. He should be dirt cheap, because nobody hit this. The Bengals are literally trying to get him away. So we can go in free agency and draft and double up on this position and find a way to get John Ross and use him in jet sweep screens and posts. Just to, when him and Hollywood out there together, they have to respect the deep ball, even if they don't necessarily respect them, but they have to, because these two guys could take the roof off, which means they got to back up now, which means it's going to open up running, get running lanes for Gus, J.K., Lamar when he take off, and the tight ends. Mark Andrew, now he get to get one-on-ones, because if you play 9 in the box with us, and that play action pass get off, and both of them run past you, that's 6 touchdown. So John Ross is another name, and another underrated guy, Corey Davis. Yes, I don't know. I guess because writing's on the wall when they drafted A.J. Brown, and he pretty much completely outperformed him. So he's only had one good year since he's been in the league. He's been hurt, nicked up. He's the 6th or 5th overall pick. So the Titans, like, we got a guy we took in the second round that completely outperformed you. So why would we pick up your option and resign him? So he'll be up there, and I think he'll fit the Raven coach as well. He's a quiet guy, don't really talk much. And he has speed, man. He's 6'3", 6'4", and can get behind people. And he can run the intermediate route. So I think, and like I said about Lamar Jackson, man, such a likable, hard worker. That makes people want to play with him. All right, so that's it for the wide receiver position. Another position I think we should address is offensive line, interior or tackles that could probably play guard, because a lot of offensive linemen can play inside and outside for the most part. I got some names right here. I have Trey Hill from Georgia. He's a guard tackle, I believe. Creed Humphrey, center guard. Samuel Cosme, tackle/guard. Trey Smith from Tennessee, tackle guard. Jackson Carmer from Clemson, tackle guard. Alex Weatherford, tackle guard. So those guys, we definitely could probably use some improvement there. Like I say, Ronnie Stanley be back, so that'll strengthen the left side. You can move Ben Powell to left guard. You can put Bradley Bozeman back to his original position as center, so we won't have no bad snaps and stuff like that. And move DJ Fluke to the right guard and Zeus back to right tackle. Now you got a brick wall up front for Lamar. So I don't really know too many offensive linemen that's gonna be free agents. I think Quentin Spain, Larry Wolford. We can probably reach out to one of them, bring them in, have them compete for that right guard spot. But have some other names on here. Some edge rushers who can potentially help the Ravens. Got Dylan Moses out of Alabama, won national championships now. Xavier Thomas out of Clemson. Gregory Rose, my guy from the Miami Hurricanes, shot out this year. So you can get ready for the draft. Just the pandemic. Emil Rashid Jr. Beast man off the edge. Shaka Tony never got the edge. With a motor. Cavity Pave, I think that's his name. He's a good edge rusher too. Can stop the run. He's about 250, 260, so he's a twinner. Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, man. He is a monster, man. He played defensive end and outside linebacker. Weighing like 275 pounds, so he can stand up and rush as well. And you probably put him inside D tackle. Quincy Roche, my other guy from the U. He's about 240. He might be a little light, but he could probably get 10 pounds put on him in the league and be that rush outside linebacker. Because we don't know what Matt Judon's going to do. We might keep him, we might not. And like I said, we got Tyus Bowser. He's trying to get paid, and Yannick Ngakoue. So Matt Judon might be politely showing the door. A lot of people don't want to see him leave, but if his price tag too high, it is what it is. It's just strictly business, not personal. Because we couldn't even pay C.J. Mosley $20-something million a year. He was top 3 in his position. Matt Judon is nowhere near top 3 in his position. He's maybe like top 15, top 10, and I'm being nice saying that. So, and we also could address the tight end position too as well. But we got Kyle Pitts out of Florida. He might be a first-round pick, but if he's there at 28, why not? It's a good value pick. Brevin Jordan from Miami, my guy. If he's there in the second round or late first, why not? Value pick. Pat Fairmount from Penn State, beast. He's like, you might as well Mike Gesicki. I hope I said his name right. If I didn't, forgive me. Yeah, he's a monster coming out. Then we have a couple other tight ends. We have Jake Ferguson. And you have kid Charlie Kolar. So those are a couple options. We could look at a tight end and go back to that 2 and 3 tight end sets that helped us be successful in 2019. Okay. Mr. Neville Lyman too. Rashad Carter from Northwestern. Cade May from Tennessee, and Wyatt Davis from Oklahoma. Me from Ohio State. Those are the extra linemen. Those are the other linemen I forgot to mention. My apologies. Like I said, if I forgot any names at these positions, let me know. Put them in the comment section. I can have it. Or, you can send me an email. My emails and stuff will be at the bottom of the video. So, like I said, we released Mark Ingram. Saved $5 million against the cap. RG3, he's gone. Saved $2 million. It's the cap.